Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Mega Blood Moon podcast. It's a controversial topic this week, but I think you'll get a kick out of this black comedy that we're working on called Falling Up. It's like falling down in Bud, the opposite.
The rules are simple, and there are only 4 of them. Number 1, your script must be 70 to 90 pages long. No more, no less. Number 2, the minute you type the end, you are done. You get 1 draft. So, don't take it too seriously. Number 3, your budget is whatever you have in your pockets currently. So, write accordingly. And number 4, the moon must explode in some form or fashion at some point during the movie. Welcome to the big stupid party.
Yay!
Are there gonna be clowns at that party?
No clowns or mimes, Tony.
Whoop,
You're
thank
good.
God.
You're good.
You know, I'd want to kill all the mimes, but you know what they say, a mime is a terrible thing to waste, so.
Fuck you.
I'm just not there.
Fuck you!
Yeah, I hear if you kill a mime, it's gonna rain.
We're okay, so welcome to our last episode of the podcast.
We apologize to all of our mime friends.
I
You know
don't.
what? No, I don't apologize to the mime.
What are they gonna do? Talk back to me?
Yeah, I was gonna say, if they're offended, what are they gonna say?
Mimes could be the silent majority, but I'll tell you what, they're pretty good at saying, shut the fuck up.
I don't know if you've ever been trapped in an invisible box, but it's terrible.
It's just
That's their
a
power.
bunch
You
of
don't know.
mimes
They could put you in that box if they wanted.
You in an invisible box, you, no noise, just banging on glass, sound screaming.
Nobody can hear you.
In mime space, no one can hear you scream.
And I tell them, fuck you?
Oh, I mean, I now I want to add another one to the list where mimes get the power to.
Okay, but
We're rolling out of a
It's
33.
just gonna be in a consistent struggle of, like, weird numbers that
It's-
we have to roll dice for.
It's called A Beautiful Mime. It's too late. We've already come up with a title.
Alright, I'll add it to the list. Then I'll change it to
I was going to meeting of the
33.
mimes, but, you know.
For the listeners at home, we have a document where periodically whoever's comes up with a random title will write it down in there. Just
Whoever's on the toilet.
And currently we have 33, is it? 33 entries now?
If you plot the graph, you'll see that me and Heinz's cycles have synced.
Yeah.
Not sure if that's a good or bad thing.
It's not great for the Los Angeles municipal water system.
You got like eight water mains under your house. You're fine.
No, I literally, we just got our toilet fixed yesterday.
He's talking about me. I actually do have a ridiculous number of water mains to one house.
I mean, I spent a ridiculous amount of time with the toilet off the floor and poop coming out of the hole.
All right, well, that's a
Yesterday.
different problem. I feel like you're just flexing on
Should
that,
I probably
making this about you.
I'm sorry. You're right.
Yeah,
But
there's
there's currently a
my very
GoFundMe.
uninteresting 3 water mains under my apartment, and you talk about your
I'd prefer that.
harrowing-
I'd like some water mains.
harrowing experience. I assume close to death experience.
I mean, I don't know if I'd say near death. You know, I lived.
But no, Zach, take
Oh,
over
man.
the conversation. Obviously, no one wants to hear about my peaceful observation on the oddity of the 3 water mains and not your Leviathan struggle.
Did you learn this the hard way by, like, digging in your yard?
No, we watched a plumber walk around the yard looking upset. That's how we found out. Is one professional looking very frustrated at a yard.
Yeah, I've I've accompanied that plumber before. It's a harrowing experience.
Yeah, and that's how we found out we have 3 water mains under our house that weren't mapped.
I got another title. You got to put a plumber's sad accompaniment on the title list.
I'm the son of a plumber, so maybe son of a plumber.
Ooh, son of a plumber, parentheses, reprise.
That's my favorite Godspeed song.
But yeah, I'm glad we stuck with my story and not Zach's bullshit Iliad-esque fight with this toilet.
The problem was when you said life or death struggle, I just imagined Zach is currently in a hospital bed, half covered in shit, somehow operating his computer to record this episode.
So he's in a hospital bed, operating the computer while operating on the toilet next to him.
Yeah. Oh, you don't hear those beeps? The heart rate monitors. They put them on quiet, I guess.
It's one of the surgery arenas. So there's just 80 doctors that are just like scribbling notes and shaking their heads at him
as I'm podcasting.
Hospital. Yes. Yep.
The show must go on.
Your heart monitor's going. You just turn the volume down.
Yeah.
Get a little bit too much room tone. Can we put up some sound baffling?
So I'm adding
Either
a
Zach's running
35th
tone or he died.
I'm adding a 35th one, which is just a by the beat recount of Zach's fight with the toilet. And that one's going to be really easy. I don't think me and Anthony will be able to add very much except for some like creative liberties, but it's just going to be Zach telling the story of his of his Herculean struggle with this.
Yeah, we're calling it Cerberus Lost.
Yeah. What was the lion's name? It could just I
said Cerberus because that was the one I could think of. I was like, that's a Greek thing.
Well, I can go to a different one. It's just Heinz versus the Hydra, and it's just his fight with the toilet.
Funnily enough, I was trying to think of the name of the Hydra, and I was like, I don't think it had a name. Cerberus is way better.
I don't think that weird lizard with the head stuff had a name.
Cerberus also had multiple heads. I get it.
Yeah. Yes. See, I went through the Greek equivalency exchange.
A lot of the Greek heroes, they just didn't fight a lot. He had the overwhelming majority of multi-headed monsters.
It did seem that way. Or either they added a head or they took away an eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Hercules was fucking up all sorts.
I mean, there's Cyclopses in some of the stories, I think.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, the Odyssey has the Cyclops that's the son of Poseidon, and then Hercules kills the Cyclops outside of Rhodes, I believe.
Yeah.
And Theseus has a mini Taurus, if I remember correctly, a Ford Taurus.
Yeah, but it's smaller, so you can only fit one person in instead of two.
It's like if you just took out the back seats and then just smushed the trunk against the front seat.
Yeah. You remember when Hot Wheels was doing that for a hot second? Where they're...
It's like a Miata, but a Ford Taurus.
Put a V2 in it. A what? The rocket.
It's 90% plastic. If you get in a crash, you are dying. But my God, can it hit 60 in sub 2 seconds? All right, so I upped the dice count to 35.
Okay, we gotta just roll it.
Yeah, at this point, we're just gonna keep coming up with bullshit based on Heinz's day-to-day struggle with existing.
I've had 80 ideas since we came up with Mini Taurus. We just gotta go.
All right, let me roll them bones. No, don't add dice, just roll. 20.
All right. So
Natty 20.
Are we counting from the top or the bottom? You gotta count from the top, right?
Yeah.
It would be easier to count from the bottom since we know where 32 is.
No, we know where 35 is. And also, these numbers have been changed. We're gonna go from the top. I'll count it. 1, 2. Sorry, we gotta skip the ones we've done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Riveting 16.
Standing up?
17, 18, 19, 20. It is standing up. Funnily enough,
I went from the top. from the bottom.
All right, we have a small synopsis for this
I'm very
one.
excited.
Where is it? Oh, we didn't get to do Umbilical the musical. I'm looking forward to that.
We haven't done any of mine yet.
We'll get there. No. This is a victory for Tony. I'm excited.
Oh yeah.
I know this isn't even mine. I only came up with the title. Ben came up with the plot.
Yeah.
God damn it.
This is the first time I've had an actual thing to contribute. Let me have this.
You're tagging Tony's titles. Come on.
I came up with the concept first.
And then I said that's the opposite of falling down. So what would that be? Standing up?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So,
you're not wrong.
Mega Blood Moon, standing up. A man tries to commit suicide, but more and more elaborate events prevent him from doing so.
Oh shit, this can literally be sequely. Like this, if you were to use the element like we used in the last Mega Blood Moon movie, he could just keep being returned to life by the Mega Blood.
He could. That's definitely an element that we could steal.
That really, yeah, like that one
Freelancer
is the first one I thought of that could actually work, yeah, as a sequel to the Freelancer. A man is trying to kill himself on the day of the Mega Blood Moon and doesn't know about the clones, and he just keeps trying.
His clone gets hit by a train, so he never once interacts with it.
Yeah, he can't fight it, so he can't die.
He can't kill it himself. It is already dead. Like it just shows an industrial steel mill with those big molten things, and you just see a guy pop into existence and fall straight into one of those buckets.
Over and over and over.
I mean, we could play it like that. My thought was just stuff keeps interrupting him.
Is it other people? Is it that he cares about something else so much that it stops him, or is it just like the reverse of Final Destination?
My thought was basically just the reverse of Final Destination. Just whenever he finds a thing he can kill himself with. Like, really set it up that this isn't a bad thing for him. Like, suicide is a pretty good deal. And just like...
He's got some sort of terminal illness. Like, the deal is he won't be able to do it. He will be totally paralyzed vegetable status or something like that the next day.
Like Mega Blood Moon, Tony Scott's Lament.
Ooh!
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Mint.
Ooh. Damn.
But like, essentially, yeah, there is something that he simply medically cannot solve, and to continue existing would put him in so much medical debt that like generations of his family would be in debt. It's just like the most justifiable, like, yeah, no, I'm done. I'm just gonna stop.
It's the Kevorkian conundrum.
Yeah.
Shit, that's good. Isn't fatal blood poisoning very painful and expensive, and it would be on brand for it to be blood related?
Like full-blown sepsis?
This is true.
Or leukemia?
No, well, I mean, I don't know about blood poisoning, so I can't answer that question.
But hallucination is also pretty common with sepsis, so that would be kind of fun if. Yeah.
He's got goats in his blood.
Full blown renal failure sepsis, but yeah. I mean, like, that would allow us to introduce more Mega Blood Moon aspects.
More Mega Blood Moon aspects. I mean, we could also just not purely define what's wrong with him and just have things happen to him. And just say, it's part of whatever he has.
Oh, yeah, no, I agree with that. I was just trying to think of, like, top level, like, what's something that would do that? So we have definitely a jumping off point.
From the top level going, like, sepsis or leukemia.
All right, we'll come up with the symptoms now, and then we'll just WebMD that later.
Yeah, you know what? That's a very good way to do
it. Yeah, I just
found out today is National Rare Disease Day.
Oh, it's this. It's specifically this.
Oh, WebMD just came up with my home address whenever I type in the symptoms.
Yes. My fingernails are swollen, and it's this.
No. According to WebMD, I died like a week ago.
Yeah. Oh. All right.
And like no twist at the end where it turns out he's fine. He is actually going to die. And I think by the end he actually kills himself and is very happy with his decision.
Well, I mean,
love it.
That'd be how you end the movie, right? It's just the cut to black.
Content warning for this episode. We're going to talk about suicide. Oh, so much.
A lot.
Like the topic of the episode is suicide. So if you're experiencing suicidal ideations, shut up. No one wants to hear about it.
Tony, can we include the hotline at the end of this?
I mean, probably.
Okay.
Will I remember to?
Have it flash on screen. I don't think we need to mention it.
Yeah.
And if you're watching Patreon, you can get help.
Better
If
help.
you're subscribed to our
We're
Patreon.
actually this week's sponsored by BetterHelp.
Oh my god!
For $15 a month, you can get content warnings.
Yeah, you can have trigger warning. Oh no!
How come no one told me this episode was going to be about this topic? Well, had you been on our Patreon and subscribed, you would have known.
Yes, if you were paying us, we'd let you know.
Yeah.
I think that's got to be Facebook's new thing. There's content moderation if you pay for it.
Mom always told me don't work for free, so.
I had to make a Facebook just to have a Facebook page for the business.
I know, I've been thinking about that a lot lately.
And every once
you
in a
just
while-
got back on.
Oh my god, it is a hellscape, dude. I see so many AI images that are just like heart our troops, and it's just like a guy in mud in Vietnam, but everyone's hot dogs, and it's just heart comments all the way down, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening here?
Yeah.
I haven't seen what Facebook looks like in like the past 15 years almost, so I have no clue. I have no clue what it's like.
Let me satiate your curiosity.
Join us, Tony. Join us.
No, because then people can find me.
The fuck you mean us, paleface? I'm barely there.
Hey, you're back on there.
I mean, kinda.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You've seen it in the last 15 years.
Yeah, okay, you got me on that one. Sorry, let me rearrange my stance. Join us, Tony.
Yes. Gooble gobble, damn it.
We're gonna shrink you down and put you in the circus. That's the moral I got from that movie.
You belong miniaturized in the circus.
We're gonna squish you down until you're a little version of you, and then we're gonna make you dance.
We're
for
gonna make you real
peanuts.
teeny tiny. We're gonna put you in a circus. Can that be the villain for this movie? Is the guy who's trying to make people teeny tiny and put them in circuses?
Yes. Why not?
Yeah, but you get to clean the elephant cage. That's the that's the thing.
Oh, yo, dude, I've seen Dumbo. That's fucked up.
Especially if you're teeny tiny.
Imagine, holy shit, no, the circus guy is like, I just need a new act for tonight, and then he meets the guy who wants to kill himself, and he's like, you gotta kill yourself in my circus.
Oh. This is really gonna help our ratings.
This'll get butts and seats.
our circus ratings! Nielsen's got people on the audience fucking strapped up like they're in snowcraft with VR goggles and portable computer tech.
This'll get
Fucking
those
bunch of
boys
gargoyles
over.
out there.
20% share on Thursday night.
The circus, like the ringleader, the ringmaster just looking at the Nielsen ratings on a scroll. We're not even on here this week.
Ever since we lost the Graysons, it's just been downhill.
God
Is this
damn it.
because we were talking about Gotham? Is this because we were talking about Gotham?
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about...
Call back to before the episode started.
Have you ever thought about how in the eyes of God you're wrong? You were made wrong and not in his image?
Does every day count?
I hope so. I hope it's every day. He should be.
Because every day counts.
You know what? I'm glad your toilet attacked you in your own home.
It was like Ghostbusters. It was literally like the cartoon. Like it was scary as hell.
Every time I'm just imagining like it's like regular show. Your toilet has arms and legs and is shouting at you, and you're just waving at
Don't make me use this, plunger.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah, you're not wrong. It felt like that.
You know what? Here's one for our exclusively German audience. I know you're out there.
We do know you're out there. We have statistics that tell us you're out there.
For our German audience, if you don't know, Heinz's Life und Scheiße.
I prefer the term. It's a Latin phrase that I made up.
Oh, they're German.
It's pronus in stercum. It means face down and shit.
Nice.
It's yeah, same thing.
Yeah, can you translate that to German for our German audience? I don't think they speak Latin.
I think it's what you said. It's what he said.
Well, I didn't have the first part though.
Oh yeah. Born face down in shit.
No, but in German.
To be fair, my people did try really hard to make
Don't
the Germans speak Latin. Like, really hard. For like 500 years.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Did not take. No, it did not.
Well, your method of teaching the Germanic tribes was to slaughter them wholesale, so very few of them learned anything.
We gave some of them citazenship after we slaughtered them.
Yeah, death by conjugation is tough.
Hooked on phonics, hooked across phonics.
Yeah, fish hooked by phonics.
Crucified by phonics.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know what INRI means, so I would love some phonics to work that out.
All right, guys, you want to go back to suicide?
Yeah, let's go back to thinking
I
about
think
suicide.
And what was Jesus' death but the first death by cop? Sorry, suicide by cop.
Yeah, wow. You really made me think on this one, man.
Man, we're getting poignant on this episode. Circus leader trying to get the Nielsen ratings, movie about suicide and solely about suicide.
You forgot about that.
Wow.
Jesus Christ, parentheses, suicide by cop.
That is also my new hardcore band.
Fuck, those breakdowns would rip, dude.
No. Oh, rest in peace, you mean? Sorry. That was
You have like a birch bark flying beat.
I say this starts at a physical.
No, I was about to say it has to start with him, like either directly after receiving the diagnosis or the doctor, like just kind of like solemnly nodding to him leaving, and the insurance person coming in.
Oh, yeah, just the doctor being like, "I'm sorry, Mr. Jameson. I wish there was something more we could do. My advice is to spend your remaining time with your loved one."
I anticipated it more at the beginning. Basically, he just goes in for a routine physical.
Oh, so like we start at the very beginning. He goes in.
The very beginning of the... Yeah. And he gets a routine physical.
Honestly, that's a great
Then the
bit.
doctor's like, oh my god. I want to see black screen titles, turn your head and cough, cut
yeah.
to.
That's great. That's a 100%
Well, like, turn your
great
head and
idea.
cough. Heinz, if I can take something you told me about your recent medical history.
For sure.
Just instead of turn your head and cough, just someone going, and you got the x-ray? Yeah. Well, we're going to need another one. But I got one. We're not going to need another one. Follow me. And then walks out of the door.
Yeah, my x-ray
silences.
tech quit. I'm not really sure how to do this.
Oh my god!
Okay,
yes,
all right,
it's
now,
just that exact
all right, now turn
scenario.
your
He's just
no,
blasting
oh,
him.
that one's bad. I can't see it. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, hold on. Can you just turn your no, shit, it's still not working.
Just like a still shot on his face, looking frustrated as the light flashes, and then hard title credits. That's such a
so
good...
you have cancer.
It's such a good kick in the dick opening.
Oh, it's stranger than fiction. Let's use it.
Yeah. How have you not just written that stuff down that happens to you?
Yeah, I've tried. It just comes off as like,
just
this
keep a
can't be
notebook
possible.
on you. And then just like when it happens, as it's happening, just be like, this is happening, and then close the notebook.
Yep. The absurdity.
Yeah, you gotta live your life like you're a reporter in the 1930s. I gotta write down my how to scoops. X-ray tech doesn't understand how the machine works. Poop Leviathan
the X-ray
floods
tech
my
quit.
bathroom.
Poop demon assaults me in my own home.
I did tell you that. I mean, they literally attacked me, right?
Yeah, he said it was like the Golgothan from the Dogma deleted scenes.
I mean, yeah. It's not. I got toilet trauma. That's what I'm saying. I got toilet trauma.
I got the porcelain blues.
Add to the list.
Yeah, 36.
36 porcelain blues is kind of too good to skip, unfortunately.
We have 3 on the bottom now that are just about Heinz's experience with the toilet.
They say write what you know.
Because we have Son of a Plumber, parentheses, reprise, and then we have a by-the-beat account of Heinz's fight with the toilet, parentheses, Heinz and the Hydra, second parentheses, Theseus Maximus. And now Porcelain Blues. Are we just gonna do, like, a Run Lola Run? Various accounts of this one experience?
Oh, yeah, yeah, going full Rashomon on it?
Yeah! So, he gets comically X-rayed.
Yes.
Some could also infer terminally X-rayed.
Terminally X-rayed.
Oh yeah, it could even be that the X-ray is actually what's gonna kill him.
I think that's the best way to go into it, because if they talk about the illness in any defined terms, that'll nail it down. But if we have, like, the X-ray and then the doctor reading off some symptoms, it's like, well, the X-ray wouldn't do that, so something... It didn't help, though.
Yeah.
Let's change your last name to Pripyat, because you just got Chernobyl.
Have you spent time in a microwave?
Change your last name to Pripyat because you got an elephant foot.
Jesus Christ. Oh, that's great. So, X-rayed to death.
Damn it, that's a good paid name too.
I mean, my idea is that it just the radiation, like, does something to his blood.
Well, and that's, like, I think absolutely with the X-ray, because that also just gives him, like, a good kick in the nuts from someone else's incompetence, and I think that's a good theme to just start on.
Absolutely.
And then that could even open up to, like, the doctor saying, I'm sorry, and him looking, like, mad at the doctor.
Yes, exactly.
Just in, like, I know you did this to me. And then the insurance person walks in, and it's just like, so, we've considered a payment plan. Looks at the clipboard, sinks.
I'm sorry, we don't cover this type of disorder.
So
we're gonna have to drop you.
We've never had to cover something quite like this, so we're going to have to release you.
Yes, you're being denied. I'm very sorry. And hey, doctor, here are those tickets to Hawaii you wanted.
We need you to sign this form, consenting to this agreement. It will be signed for you at a later date, if not today. Doctor, about that ticket to Hawaii, walks out of the room and he's just looking at the bill.
Yeah, we'll set up a payment plan. Oh, the hospital's going to pay me for their incompetence? No, for you.
No, for you. The hospital's actually decided to countersue you as a preventative measure.
Preemptive suing?
Preemptive suing? He shouldn't have been in that x-ray to begin with.
Yeah.
By his own
We're
consent.
coming in like Army Plan Green. Just, yep.
Technically, none of those x-rays were approved, so you're going to owe us roughly $3,500
per flash.
Yeah.
The hospital implementing the medical treatment plan is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he leaves the hospital after being confronted by the insurance rep who was on site already. Because, like, once he got out of the x-ray room, the supervising doctor was like, somebody get the fucking insurance out here.
Whoa, make a phone call. Whoa, make a phone call.
You gave him 406 doses of x-rays, and you didn't give him a lead bib?
If
you didn't give him a bib? No bib?
They hand him the insurance document and just be like, so we've never had to cover anything like this before. You got him 47 times! So we aren't really sure if we can cover it.
I'm sorry, we just can't do it. We just don't have the money.
I'm sorry, you have to understand that we need to prioritize all patient care and not just single specific circumstances, even though yours is quite unique.
These new AI subscriptions are killing us.
This new AI health insurance is killing us. It's just a kid on a computer with a fucking IV attached to him. And he's looking at his screen as ChatGPT just prints out "kill yourself" 12 times.
What do I do? What if he works for the insurance company?
That was a double whammy.
Their insurance.
And they fire him.
They fire him, yup. That'll be the double whammy. You guys have been my insurance provider for 30 years, and for 25 of them I've worked for you. Well, then you should understand how the process works.
Oh, then you've read up on all of our legal materials.
You were fully aware that those were not approved scams.
Holy shit. Actually, since you're employed with us, you've already technically consented to all of these forms.
We'll just use the signature we have on file.
We'll be sure to update with your social security number so that your credit score can be accurately adjusted.
It's just constant.
The direct deposit account we use to pay you, is that the best to bill you from?
Yep.
This is fantastic. Jesus.
So this is the big opening set piece, right?
Yeah, this is our big opener, because we have the X-ray flashes going straight into the title crash, and then just like punch after punch after punch after punch.
This is our Mr. Incredible trying to help that lady. But in reverse. See, it's not falling down. It's standing up.
And I'm here to
help. Does he have a partner that leaves?
I think that's a little... Of all this, it's not absurd enough. If we're gonna do something like that, it should be spectacular. Because we've already hit him with like, oh, you work for the insurance company. Well, you are now $8.6 billion in debt, essentially.
She also works for the insurance company.
And she breaks up with him as per company policy.
Yeah.
I think if he comes home to a completely empty apartment and his car on blocks, and just the Dear John letter on the company letterhead.
Oh, company letterhead.
As per company policy, I'm terminating our relationship of parentheses insert amount of time here because of your lack of employment with our parent company.
I don't think his car should be on blocks. I think there should be a moment, like a little bit in
I think he
between.
drives home. I think he's driving his car, but
Dog on blocks.
No, not dog on
his
blocks.
dog's on block.
He goes to start his engine, and there's just nothing, like no battery sound, no nothing. And he opens the hood, and the entire engine block has been stolen.
Yeah.
He's just looking straight down to dirt. Looks around like, how did he even... Okay, so the car is obviously fucked up on his
He goes in
way out.
his house, the kitchen sink is missing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, everything is gone. Like, the appliances, the copper wiring in the walls, it's all gone. Doors taken off
Another
hinges.
note with a letterhead from the girlfriend. Needed to furnish new place. He's on the phone with his friend later, and his friend's like, well, have you considered, I don't know, selling a kidney? And he's like, I can't. It'll kill whoever it's put in.
Or his
They
friend
won't
breaks up
take
with
it.
him, too.
The what?
He's just kind of a bummer to hang around now. His friend breaks up with him,
Yeah!
too. He's kind of
Exactly,
a bummer to hang
yeah.
around with.
His friend tries for a little bit, like that
Joseph
Gordon-Levitt movie,
Yep.
but then it falls.
Yeah.
And then
We're
he's
on the
just like,
same
you know what, I
fucking
can't do it.
page. I was literally trying to think of the name of that movie. I was like,
Yeah,
look at it.
yeah.
Car gets fucked up. His girlfriend breaks up with him. His apartment gets robbed.
No, I mean, it's stripped by the company because it's employee housing.
Got it. And his friend breaks up with him, too.
I'm still going to need the deposit for the bowling league, though. They're pretty strict about that.
I'm gonna need the deposit for the bowling league too. And man, I don't want to be doing this right now, but me and the other guys in the bowling league were talking, and we've replaced you.
We still need the money, because for rentals
Yeah.
and stuff.
We still
signed
need
up
that
under your
for
name.
rentals, and also the guy we've got replacing you is technically homeless.
Yeah, but I need the deposit, but you're out.
I need the deposit like now, but you're out. Stands over him and waits for him to open up Venmo. And then at the very end, he's talking to his mom, and his mom agrees to come over. And it's like a little bright spot, and then she gets hit by a car on the way into his apartment, and then it just smash cuts to her funeral.
There's that.
Same issue.
Okay,
Service.
fine.
My thought was, instead of her dying like that, what if she...
His mom breaks up with him?
Exactly. His mom is like,
Yes.
we actually adopted you and never told you, and I'm out. I can't do this anymore.
Yep.
I signed the
This
paper-
is too
I
much.
signed the
I
proper
can't help you
paperwork.
pay for this stuff.
I signed the proper paperwork, and you are no longer our son, so you will have to remove your last name.
You've been disowned.
You can have your birth name again, but you can't have our last name.
I'm sorry, the insurance company contacted me, and they told me that if you couldn't pay these bills, then I would have to.
Good luck in the future, Ingvar Svorensen.
Good job in the future. Your only name was listed as Bud, but that feels a little mean to call you that, so... My real name is Mud? Yeah, one word, all lowercase, Mud.
Just Mutt.
Just Mud.
That's why we named you what we named you, is because we didn't want you named Mud.
Your mom was a heroin addict who got knocked up at a Primus concert.
Your dad was a nitrous addict who got knocked up at a Real Big Fish concert. Mom breaks up with him due to debt. Re-orphans him. And strips him of his last name.
His goldfish is on block.
It would be funny if they took a lot of the furniture and then everything was just on cinder block.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
Everything in the apartment's on cinder blocks.
Yeah. Just putting I'm just picturing a toilet up on cinder blocks now.
Yep.
I can't get off it.
It's just leaking through, just firing up water from underneath, and the toilet's just a bunch of blocks. Oh, fuck.
Oh my god.
I think we have enough now where we can get to the first attempt.
Yeah,
I think we've pretty well proved that this guy has every single reason in the world.
Yeah. All right, first attempt we could do something simple like bridge garbage barge.
Bridge garbage, like he jumps off a bridge but gets caught by a barge.
Yep.
It could be bridge
garbage barge.
That one's great. I was trying to
bridge
think
garbage barge
more
works for me.
like he tries to hang himself and then a woodpecker comes in and cuts the rope.
I think
I like that.
I
or a
think
mouse
that
or
works
something.
better for later because the first one should just be a mundane attempt, right?
Yeah, something very normal. Like, something very like that's the thing is, I mean, is this a? Do we look up what the most common method is?
That's what bridge garbage barge is for. Hold on, that's what bridge garbage barge is for. Because everybody knows, yes, people jump off of bridges, i.e. Tony Scott, as previously stated. And the garbage barge is, yes, that's an odd occurrence, but it's not outside the realm of possibility.
And I like that because he can hit the garbage barge, sit up, be disappointed, raise his arms, and see that he's now covered in used needles.
Yup.
He rolls off the garbage barge and starts trying to swim to shore. When a fisherman in a boat is also in the canal or in this little area and goes like, "Hey bud, do you need some help?" "Yeah, I'd love a ride back to shore." "Oh, you should call somebody," and just rows away.
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody. Rows away.
Or, I mean, we could just cut straight from garbage barge back on shore.
Yeah.
I think a little bit of an interaction with a captain, whoever's like piloting the garbage barge would be funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah. Or someone rowing by, whatever, yeah.
Alright, how about this? He tries to get off the garbage barge, and then the captain just won't let him, and impresses him into the crew.
He's up.
No sailor
As I
overboard.
sees it. As I sees it, I just saved your life. I think you owe me.
You work for me now.
We're going to Newark.
Yeah. I just listened to your whole story, buddy. And you don't have an apartment. You don't have this. Just come. You can live here. Just work here.
He just straight up goes, "From what I understand, you've just recently become an orphan. That means, well, no one's gonna come looking for you. Which means...
I've always wanted to be a father. I'd like to adopt you."
He gets impressed onto a boat and as a son.
And into a family. My wife's a social worker. I have to start processing the paperwork.
She'll get it processed real quick. She's a really good, bad social worker.
You'll be my son by tomorrow.
And that can lead to the next attempt. He sees the propeller blades on the garbage barge and goes to jump into them.
But then how Acme cartoon do we get with it? Because in my head, you jump in the propellers and one of them smacks him and just sends him flying. But
yeah,
that seems like it'd be hard to do.
Part of the trick now is trying to keep it from... Either trying to keep it from going too Looney Tunes and just having them.
Yeah,
be
like I feel like we have to cut away. We have to cut away at everything.
Yeah, cutting away works. And you have
like I
just
don't
the
know.
sound.
I mean, like just thinking about the rules and the budget.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you have good Foley work, you can make it work. And you just have the haunting shot on the side, so like maybe you see like a spray of blood or something, but then he's alive.
Well, that's what I was just thinking, is we get like a wide shot of him plunging into the water, and then it cuts, and it's morning, and a fisherman just reels him in, and he's just upset.
So he dives off the back, like, trying to go for the propellers? Or do you see propellers?
I think
you see him churning like in fucking Last Crusade, right? When they're going toward the propeller and you see it fucking churning, and then you get the shot of his realization looking down at it.
And like real quick, one over the shoulder where you see the propeller moving underwater, one on him looking at it, wide shot. He climbs up on the railing and jumps down.
Yeah.
Smash cut to him on the shoreline in the morning, looking mad.
All right, so that's two. What are we doing for the third one? Walk into traffic.
I mean,
gets to meet Joe Black.
Like, do we want to just go like hardcore Henry, like just one after another, where like he climbs out of that water and then he tries to walk into traffic and then.
That's what I was thinking, to be honest. Because then I was thinking, imagine surviving getting Meet Joe Black.
So let's mix Hardcore Henry, where he keeps attempting to kill himself, but also I think it would be great for eventually him to have the goal of, well, it's not going to work here. I'm going to kill myself in the insurance building.
Okay.
Because like I think outside jihad. I mean, I think there needs to be something else when he like. What's the point that he gets to where he realizes? Oh yeah,
I'm confused. We already spoke about the carnival.
I mean, does he end up in the circus?
That was the bit earlier.
Does he get confined?
That was my thought.
That was the bit.
Was that he like the maybe the next time he tries to kill himself in traffic, that's when he meets the ringmaster of the carnival, and the guy's like, "What are you trying to do? Kill yourself?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, have I got an opportunity for you?"
There's money to be made.
Dollars to donuts, I'll make you a star for at least until you pull the trigger.
He just becomes like a daredevil.
Yeah. That way you can just keep building it ridiculously. Now the question is the circus an ancient Sumerian cult that worships the blood moon? I don't know.
No.
Damn. You know? I'm happy with getting
they
circus
can't
in there.
all be ancient and Sumerian.
Yeah. I mean, look, you're right.
Tony, they can't all.
I had at least
and Sumerian.
I had to try.
That was the tone I was going for.
Yeah, but like, how does the circus get us to an ending? I agree with that. Where do you end from that?
It's just like a strong, sad voice in my head.
Have you guys ever heard of Oofty Goofty?
I'm sorry, have you ever heard of what?
Huh?
Oofty Goofty. Oofty Goofty is a character. He's this person who was tarred and feathered and then conscripted into the circus and basically sold his life away because I don't think he could read the contracts, and was held like in a freak show circus environment till his death.
Is this like a classic P.T. Barnum era, or is this like a Great Depression era?
1996.
That's a good question. It is not 1996. I want to say, yeah.
1996 Summer X Games.
It was probably in the late 1800s, early 1900s.
Okay, so P.T. Barnum era.
I would love for it.
P.T. Barnum era, yes.
Yeah.
Not. I don't believe he was associated with actual P.T. Barnum.
Yeah, I mean there was a ton of people like P.T. Barnum at the time. They had like the Hillsborough Giant and a bunch of shit. So I'm not shocked that this exists.
What if we take this idea and we transfer it into this movie, but it's like, oh yeah, we got this tarred and feather guy who can't sign his paperwork. Oh my god. It's 1982. How are you allowed to do that?
I really like the idea of the late time card. If that in that scene you put you after he says
no, but I wonder if my thought was, instead of like tar and feather, as the disease worsens, he starts to change. Like he becomes different looking, uglier and uglier, or something like that.
Okay, so now we're going into freak territory.
Yeah, slash
kind of
Elephant Man.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be part of it.
Maybe he hasn't seen what he's looked like until this guy is like, "Hey, I need you in my show."
Oh, that'd be really fun if he just looks normal the entire movie, and then he catches his
looks into a mirror. Yeah, he looks in the mirror. Yeah,
actually looks in him. Oh my god!
And then he sees himself. He's like, "Whoa! Oh no! Whoa!"
And then he looks like that for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
I love that.
So this does bring. Someone brought this up earlier, but this does bring us to Anthony brought this up earlier in a bad way because he had mentioned both Ancient Curse and Sumeria. So how's the moon gonna explode? Oh,
well, no,
it's the name of the big
discussed. Well, it could be that. It could be that sounds fun as well. No, but my thought was he starts hallucinating as well.
Yeah, that could also work, yeah.
And it could play in hallucinations. The moon explodes. The things are going on that other people can't see. He starts freaking out.
What if the moon just straight up explodes, though?
I mean, that was part of what I was thinking, where he's about to kill himself at the very end, and then the moon just blows up. And
yeah.
I mean, okay.
puts the gun down, or uncocks the fucking trigger. He's got a fucking 500 Magnum to his head.
He's just looking at it, doesn't move any other thing but his finger, and just uncocks it, and that's the end of the movie.
I mean, maybe. Well, does he develop powers? Is he able to actually blow up the moon?
I think his power is that he's not dying.
A, his power is that he's not dying. B, other people are telling him he has powers, and he just wants to die. So he doesn't care. So at the carnival sideshow, it's like, oh my god, you can snap your fingers and an actual flame appears. He's like, yeah, whatever, I'll light cigarettes or some shit. Jump off of this?
I think we need more spikes for the bottom of that pool.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that metaphor? What? What the fuck do you mean? What the fuck does that mean?
Oh, it's just because you said he was jumping off things, so he used to jump off really high dives into pools.
I thought you were commenting on the
high dive.
Yeah.
He just signs up for getting shot out of a cannon. He signs up for
no helmet or anything.
Yeah, perfect. He's just using each thing as an excuse to try and kill himself, but they always fail.
Exactly. Yeah. He tries to piss off an elephant.
Yeah. Well, they used to have to do that where they'd have strongman where the elephant would quote unquote step on their back, but because elephants have the big balls on the bottom of their feet, they can actually distribute their weight to not crush a person. Mm-hmm. I read zoo books when I was a child.
I thought you were commenting on my idea by saying, we gotta put more spikes at the bottom of that pool.
Look,
we gotta spice up that idea.
I use bizarre metaphors that I create on the fly constantly, so I can understand
bizarre and confusing.
Well, that's a feature, not a bug.
That's what I thought you were doing. It was just like, no, we gotta put more spikes at the bottom of that pool. And I was like, does that mean spice it up, or does that mean it's not dangerous enough? Like, what?
Look, if the metaphor confuses you, then you can make up whatever it is as your interpretation of it.
That's not how clear communication works.
Whoever said I was striving for clear communication?
And that's the problem.
This is on the internet. I think that's how it works.
Okay, so he keeps creating more and more dangerous stunts as a way to try and kill himself in the circus.
Yep, and they're selling more and more tickets.
Yeah, he becomes a big attraction. The Daredevil
overnight sensation. Yeah. We ain't never seen a Daredevil freak before. We only spoke about it in Carney legends.
In the Carney prophecy. One day, kid, you're gonna grow up to be the savior of all circus kind.
Now you know how there's supposedly the unwritten history of the Huns, and I imagine that, but for carnies. Carny lore is only passed in oral tradition. They're less pure carnies left, so we're starting to lose our identity.
Kid, I think you're gonna be one good holder of that tradition. Also, we're moving to paying you in cocaine. How does that work for you?
We noticed you're not eating.
The Miami Sound Carnival. And that would help. That's 82.
So we're decided that this is... Because I had a bit for the 1982 with the tarred and feathered guy where he says it's 1982 and then the ringmaster like turns to a calendar and flips a couple pages and goes like, oh, so it is.
19, you say?
19.
Yeah. And you mentioning cocaine makes me now think the circus is founded and funded by Griselda Blanco. I mean, think about it. All cash travels from town to town. Fantastic way to launder money.
So then now we can have this moment where he's become just like very, very certain and disenfranchised, or like disappointed by the fact that he just, no matter what he tries, he will not be able to kill himself in this circus. So what happens to get us to him killing himself in private? Does he sabotage the circus? Does he just leave the circus? Does
the circus leaves
he
him?
Causes the 1955 circus fire?
No, the circus breaks up with him too. You're just not as hot as you used to be, you know? We had a good run, kid. It was a solid 2 weeks, you know?
Not even that. I think it's just, we all thought you were gonna die doing one of those things and we'd have a controversy, but you just kept living, so, you know. We gotta sell
what
tickets.
If he's radioactive?
He starts giving the other...
Yeah. The ringleader's like pulling out his teeth. He's just like, I can't...
He just wakes up one
since
day...
you got here, kid.
He wakes up one day and the entire circus is dead.
Yep. I honestly love that. It was supposed to be me!
It should have been me.
It should have been
damn
me.
it! And, you know, there was another freak called the Amazing Radioactive Kid who had a Geiger counter, and they were just like, it was fake, but then he takes the Geiger counter and puts it to himself, and it's just like 20 Rotkins, and he's like, God damn it!
The Chernobyl kid.
The Chernobyl child.
Ooh. Wait, what year did
Child
that
of Chernobyl.
3 Mile Lyle.
3 Mile Lyle is pretty good. I think that was after 82 though.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was.
I think.
It's almost like we could just change the fucking year whenever.
No, that was 79.
Oh, there you go.
Come and see the amazing 3 Mile Lyle. The boy who survived the incident. Yep, he's radioactive.
I really like the name 3 Mile Lyle. I think the kid stays in the picture.
That would be funny if he wakes up and
what if he's just a kid with leukemia and they keep doing this Geiger counter bit like he's suffering from radiation.
But really it's his chemotherapy.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, he cures him.
Oh my god, that's fucking mint! Everyone's dead but 3 Mile Lyle. And he's just like, yeah, so I can probably tell you what happened, but it looks like you guessed.
My hair started growing back.
Oh, Lyle, you card.
Oh, Lyle, you scam. Where are you gonna go now, mister? I'm gonna go find a way to fucking kill myself, Lyle.
Now I'm going to kill myself.
I'm going to find a way to die.
Good luck, mister.
I believe in you.
The only person to support him is 3 Mile
3
Lyle.
Mile Lyle. And I think every time you cut back to Lyle, he's got more hair back.
Exactly.
When the moon explodes at the end and the light flash hits the earth, you see him about to kill himself. You see all of the dead carnival people still there. You see his girlfriend, his old best friend, his mom, 3 Mile Lyle with a luscious head of hair.
Yeah, 3 Mile Lyle looking like Fabio. He's jacked too.
Exactly. Yeah,
he's just eating. He's just like
No
sitting
longer
with a
real
beautiful woman as a 13-year-old eating an entire rotisserie chicken.
In the back of a fucking Harley Davidson.
Man,
Boot cut jeans.
boys, I gotta forgive me for adding a 37th idea, but I'm just gonna write down 3 Mile Lyle.
Yeah, I think 3 Mile Lyle gets his own.
I think either the rise of or the curse of 3 Mile Lyle both work.
I mean, he's getting his own sword and sorcery adventure.
Escape from 3 Mile Lyle. Escape to
dude, it's
3
like
Mile Lyle.
either escape from, escape to, or just cannibal babes in the Holocaust, the apocalypse of death. No, cannibal babes in the Holocaust of death.
Yeah, so
I like Revenge of. I like.
Yeah, so that movie starts as the moon explodes. Lyle falls into a portal.
Yep.
With his Harley Davidson and his bootcut jeans.
And he falls into a portal into a world where Amazon babes have enslaved and put into camps all of the world's men. And 3 Mile Lyle has to basically just reenact the plot of the movie I'm talking about.
Okay, you mean the boy and his dog?
Not that one, but some of that one. I believe it's just called Apocalypse Babe Holocaust.
Okay, Cannibal Women of Avocado Jungle of Death.
Not that one either. Close, but not that one. No, this was like a weird, not Corman movie. I gotta look up the title again.
Wait, is that the one that they did an MST3K of?
They might have. There was like 3 of them.
Yeah, under a different title. I think they did an MST3K of one of those. Alright, so.
He's radioactive, the circus dies, 3 Mile Lyle survives.
3 Mile Lyle survives, is cured.
Oh, that's the name of the fucking movie, is 3 Mile Lyle lives.
Ooh, there it
With an
is.
exclamation part.
But that's a different movie, right?
Yeah, that's a different movie. We got sidetracked on 3 Mile Lyle because we all collectively fell in love with 3 Mile Lyle
Me and
immediately.
Tony have done this very many times working on stuff where we just get enamored with one character and then we focus on that one character in its own thing.
These things happen. I mean, we could... feasibly, this guy is 3 Mile Lyle if he's walking around radioactive.
No, 3 Mile Lyle is 3 Mile Lyle.
Yeah, Zach, don't be crazy.
Very different.
I've already grown attached to 3 Mile Lyle.
No, 3 Mile Lyle is 3 Mile Lyle. Heinz, you're wrong and kind of stupid for thinking you were right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should, I mean, lesson of this movie is something you could take to heart.
Yeah, don't kill yourself, because he doesn't kill himself in the end.
Don't kill yourself, because you're gonna die anyways.
That is the end of this movie, so I can't even say, like, you're being too harsh. It's like, no, that is it.
That is actually the
I mean,
message of this
that's
movie.
also the message of life. So,
I guess.
Yeah. Like, nobody gets out of here alive?
Weird way to get there.
Yeah, I kind of love it as the weird way to get there, though. Like, life sucks.
Don't kill
Positive
yourself.
message.
Life will do it for you.
Yeah, dude. Life sucks and nobody gets out alive.
Here's the suicide hotline. Listen, if you do it, kind of just wait. Honestly, it'll happen.
So 3 Mile Lyle survives, and then he wanders off. Now, I think when he wanders off, that's when we can have the chaos of people fighting their clones all around him.
I'm sorry.
As he's just
got like a Billy Mays image in my mind of a guy going, "Why would you kill yourself now when you could just wait for 3 EP payments of $19.99? You could just wait. Never tried hanging yourself. All of the rope and the effort and the balancing on the stool. Why do that when you can just use our patented Nestle system of just waiting?"
And Ben, you have stumbled upon BetterHelp's subscription plan.
Yep.
Predatory therapy. Like, what are we talking about? But yeah, like, so as he's walking out of the circus and like walking into whatever town they're at or whatever, you can have the chaos of people fighting their clones all around him, and he's just trudging through the streets.
We are looping it back into the freelancer lore.
I liked Heinz's looping it into the freelancer lore. I would always like to add that in, because why not?
His clone had his disease and just fucking
He
died!
His clone couldn't handle it.
the clone in the fucking hospital, and the doctor just be like, call it time of death.
So, and here's how we connect it back. He's walking, and as he gets to the road, a Ford Fiesta drives by with my character bloodied inside driving past him.
Perfect.
Or he comes across a crashed Ford Fiesta and my dead body's in the car.
Yeah.
Even better.
Whenever this movie gets made. That'd be great if this one was like 20 years down the line and I have to somehow dye my hair black and look young.
No, it's just your body laying over there. It's fine. We just need you to not lose that rose whatever t-shirt.
I'm looking at it.
I know.
And you gotta keep the underwear.
Yeah, I am naked at that point, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you don't have your pants on.
For those of you who want to understand what we mean by the Freelancer lore, please watch The Freelancer, coming soon to streaming services near you.
Mega Blood Moon, the Freelancer.
Mega Blood Moon, the Freelancer.
Mega Blood Moon, the Freelancer.
Apply it topically to your body.
Currently in distribution with IndieRed.
Apply directly to the forehead.
May cause nausea.
Okay, so he's out of the circus.
Streets are in chaos.
The streets are in chaos. Where does he go now?
Top of the tallest building he can find.
Okay, so then we can loop in the insurance building.
That's the tallest building he can find.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
So then maybe by the end he doesn't. So we can have like that moment, the last moment in the circus, and then he starts going through the streets and he's seeing clones killing originals. Sees like, I don't know, maybe the dead body of his best friend, his ex running away from her clone, and he's just kind of like, this is weird, and just keeps walking.
Yeah. Just like snags the sidearm off of a downed cop.
There it is.
Puts it to his head. It clicks on an empty chamber, and he just shoves it in his belt. Cause he's just like, imagine he's just strolling, and he flippantly just like reaches down, picks up a revolver, immediately just puts it to his temple, clicks on an empty cylinder. He just like shrugs, puts it in his fucking pocket, keeps walking.
It's just a theme that he just keeps doing at different points.
Yep. Yeah.
So he gets to the insurance building, and he finds his clone dead and shriveled on the ground.
Yeah. Clearly having fallen from a large height. Like, he sees his dead clone, and then he looks up the side of the building.
Clone wasn't gonna deal with it and just killed itself.
Yeah, and then, like, as he looks at the building, you see the broken window, and you see it's like right in line with the clone.
Yeah. Like a piece of paper flutters down, and he looks up, and there's some stuff coming out of the window still, like he just did it.
Yeah, like moments ago.
So he heads to the top of the building. He has the officer's gun, but we know it's empty.
Or
does he encounter his boss or the CEO or something? Like, I just have this like weird idea that the CEO is living in the penthouse of this building.
I kind of love it.
There. I mean, either like living or hiding there. I was gonna say, because we don't really have like a big. This is a good lead up moment. We don't really have like a big, like a traditional climax. But this encounter could be where he interacts with the CEO. Pulls out the gun that he thinks is empty, fires a shot, looks in, it's a full magazine, and he's just even more mad.
Yeah.
Either that, or it was the one-chambered bullet.
Yeah.
Like, he's been playing Russian roulette in hopes to die.
Oh my god.
Yep.
He
and
puts it
the
to
one
his head
bullet.
and pulls the trigger, looks in the chamber, sees that it's there, and is just walking down the street pulling the trigger.
Yeah, that was always kind of the thought. But I like the idea of it being the one bullet is when he's gesturing at the CEO, being like, "I just can't die," and like you see his hand hits a table, and he pulls the trigger, and the bullet goes right into the CEO's head.
He kills him instantly.
Yeah, like, and then just like the look, and then the glance over to the weapon, and the slow realization as he pops out the cylinder and sees there's only one bullet. There's only one bullet in the whole.
It pulls out the magazine and is just looking at the empty magazine. Just...
I think it works better with a revolver, to be honest.
Yeah, I like the idea of it being a revolver. That, like, yeah, he's now playing Russian roulette. He doesn't have to spin the barrel every time. He just picks it up.
Yeah, he just picks it up and clicks. Yeah.
And he just, like, sighs and puts it in his pocket. And then he's walking along, and then he sees a clone kill someone. And he's just like, what the fuck?
And he tries to...
And then nothing.
Just
keeps going.
We were on the same exact page with that.
Yes.
I get it now. That's fantastic. Because what I was imagining was just one, like, he finds the gun, click, and then he's just walking, and it's like he just doesn't move it from his head, so he's just walking and clicking it as he goes.
Oh, he just keeps clicking.
Yeah, he's just continuously pulling the trigger.
I just like the idea of him just, like, like stopping to catch his breath.
Yeah,
and
then trying
give it a shot.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
It gives the audience something to do where they're
like an impetus for it to be this like lead up to the final him with the insurance guy that works as a nice vignette, like
exactly,
like staple. That's what's stapling all of these vignettes together, is that every time he sees something fucked up, he's like, well, let's try again.
And then you use the click to do the cut to black next vignette. Yeah, and then he accidentally blows the CEO's head off. After the CEO had clearly been in like a massive battle with his clone and won.
Yeah.
the CEO is trying to explain to him the clone problem, and he's just pissed off that he's not dead, and he's just yelling at the CEO incoherently.
Like, the CEO is so thankful to see him with a gun, because he's like, oh, we can do something about this now.
They can't use tools. It's perfect. I know you're real.
Just standing there, covered in sweat and grime. I have been trying to kill myself for 4 weeks.
Smacks his hand, blows man's brains out, sighs, goes up to the very top of the building, tries one more time is about to try one more time with a gun.
Yeah, he looks at the cylinder. Like, that was the other thing that didn't
there's
sit
yeah,
right
there's
with
2
me.
in there.
I was gonna say it's full.
Oh.
He looks at it and it's full, and he's just mad. Because he's been clicking it against this head the entire time. And
it was just misfiring every time. And when he smacks it on the table, shoots the dude in the head.
Finally fires correctly.
Alright, so yeah, we're going with full. I like it.
Yeah. Because and the way that we can make that work is we just never have him check.
Yeah.
Right,
so,
he just never looks at it.
Yeah.
And then when he pops it open after shooting the CEO, he sees 1 spent bullet and 5 completely fine bullets.
Yeah, and he shakes his head.
Yeah, it has to be the 6th time.
Yeah, 100%.
Or the 5th or 6th, depending on the gun, but yeah.
Yeah, have it be the 6th time. We'll make sure we get a 6-shot revolver. Ben, you already have the prop.
Yeah, I've got multiple.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Gets to the top of the building. Hammer cocked. I think he cocks the hammer and he's about to step off. Like, he's gonna, as he's in midair, attempt to shoot himself.
We're gonna do a deuces. We're doing a double here. He's getting it one way or another.
And that's when, as he's about to like take that step, you see him shifting his body weight, and then the moon explodes in front of him.
The leg goes out and he starts to lean forward.
Yeah. And that's when the moon explodes, and he like falls back, and then clicks the hammer back.
Is there an actual force blast? It actually.
Oh, I was just thinking out of shock.
Yeah, I was thinking is that he's just he just stops doing whatever he's doing. He's just standing still as the moon explodes.
Yeah.
Still in the same position, and just uncocks the hammer.
Yeah, uncocks the hammer and turns around.
Or just extends his arms.
Just uncocks the hammer.
As the buildings in front of him all collapse.
Yep.
And there's just a smile on his face.
Just fade to white. He's smiling.
Yeah.
How much would it cost to have a cover of Where's My Mind happen at that point?
Too much.
Damn.
Well, see, what we haven't introduced is the freelancer return of the moon, where, like, basically the idea would be that he was successful in each attempt, but the moon brings him back. That was the idea relating to the freelancer.
Well, I mean, it kind of makes sense
gets
with the clone killing itself.
Well, and if we have the like cut to black every time he dies, right? Then we insert a 5-second shot of the blood moon as a stinger there.
Right. I mean, but in that case, he would be. Each of the bullets would have worked.
Damn, you're right.
Yeah.
Here's what I think. It doesn't have
skip
to be
it.
clones.
Skip it.
It doesn't have to be the freelancer lore. While he's in the circus, we play up that there's this celestial anomaly about to happen, and people are worried about it. And then instead of like clones, it's just, I don't know, Night of the Comet.
I mean, it's way easier if we just do the clones and just skip the Blood Moon Return part, right?
I'm thinking from a VFX perspective.
I'm thinking, from a shooting perspective, Night of the Comet, like if there is no one, that's easier to achieve. Slightly easier to achieve than getting a whole bunch of background to be doing things. Know what I mean?
No, I get you.
No, Night of the Comet, they got turned into zombies, though.
Most people got turned into dust.
Yeah, but the other people got turned into zombies.
Now
they're like vampires. They're like vampires, actually. Because it was a take on Omega Man.
Real loose take on Omega Man.
Yeah.
Well, no, that was the whole point of the guys in the mall is that they weren't actually vampires. They were just fucking psychopaths.
Omega Man. I think Vincent Price is legend, is what I've learned here.
I mean, if we want to fit it into the freelancer lore, there would have to be something that's introduced either during the carnival portion that starts to set that up.
I mean, the ringmaster is reading a newspaper that says space-time anomaly appears.
I mean, it could be as early as when he's in when he is leaving the doctor's office.
Well, no, hold on. Doesn't the freelancer take place over the course of a single day, though?
Yeah.
So that's the day he wakes up with the dead circus is that day. So you don't necessarily have to set it. It's not like you set it up in the freelancer other than him seeing the moon and then wondering what is happening, right? So he's having that same moment too, where he like walks out after seeing 3 Mile Lyle being a buff beefcake now. And then he looks up, sees the blood moon, sees the regular moon, right? Looks down, sees a bunch of clones fighting people, picks up the handgun, tries to kill himself, walking vignettes of people fighting off their clones, like the people he knows. Then he goes to the front of the insurance building, sees his dead clone, looks up, he just jumped out the window, goes up. Now he's at the penthouse, has an interaction with the CEO, accidentally blows his brain out, finds out the gun is full of bullets, goes upstairs to the top, tries to kill himself, moon explodes. Then end of Fight Club.
It's squashed, but it works.
Yeah, I mean, it works.
I mean, that's
fine. We don't have to do the other thing. I was just,
Oh, no. I mean, I was just trying to go through the whole story as we have it now to figure out how we would change it.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, the idea would be that to actually make it align with the thing?
No, either or. Either way. This is like restating the thesis, where I was just like, I need to reset because now we're talking about changing things, but what do we have?
Okay, gotcha. Well, I mean, my thought is, if it's the disease that's making him unkillable, that's kind of a thing that's been seen a lot recently.
Well, we're not really denoting what exactly is happening to him. We already had
he can't die, yeah.
Because everything is just like supernaturally bad luck, essentially. because something always gets in the way of him dying. It's not just him being, like, stabbed through the heart and then being like, I'm fine. No, whenever he tries to do something harmful to himself, it is just prevented from an outside
It's reverse. It's, the reverse Final Destination.
And I mean, like, I was trying to think of it in terms of, like, setting up to the freelancer stuff, because I don't want it to be, or at least I don't think it should be, like, a reference to, it's, like, not just a straight sequel, but, like, referencing the lore from a completely different movie that took its entire the entire movie to set up what was happening.
Yeah.
But there's been I just looked back through the notes and I was like, it really doesn't fucking matter if we just throw the freelancer lore in at the end, because there's been so much insane shit.
Here's the thing is, like, having watched a loosely connected series of art house movies, like, you can just do that and people love it.
Okay, yeah.
Well, unless even instead of doing the full setup, it can just be even simpler. He looks up at the moon, looks down, sees a guy running, sees a guy who looks exactly like him running.
That's what I was saying.
There it is. He said a whole bunch of other shit.
Yeah. I literally stated that in the end. I'm going to go back, and in my edit, I'm going to clip out that part where 5 minutes ago I just said that exact same thing, and I'm going to add it after you said that.
Tony, I'm going to gaslight you.
I heard you say it. I know you said that 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I'm going to double down on my stance, actually.
Fair enough.
He's standing there. The moon explodes. Is that the end?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't see why not. Yeah. The moon solved this problem for him.
I kind of want it to bring him back.
It's rubble, and he opens his eyes.
Yeah, that'd be pretty. That's also pretty good.
Alone on a charred Earth.
My glasses,
guys. It sounds like we're getting the first Mega Blood Moon post-credit sequence, and that's him sitting up in the rubble.
Or
I love it.
It's not just the rubble. He wakes up in the ISS that survived. To a guy going, we can't believe you made it this far through space. He's just fucking furious.
He's looking at that button that's labeled explosive bolts real.
Just looking at that airlock button.
Yeah. Or that button all spaceships have that when you press it they explode.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna not have that
it's
button.
Just a big sign that says this is the button where if you press it, the space station explodes.
Just immediately walk in, press it.
Yeah, there's just a self-destruct button in the ISS.
Yeah, what if the Ruskies got up there? You invited them. You invited them?
I mean, it's what if the aliens got a hold of it, but...
Well, what are Russians except aliens?
Yeah, I suppose if you're not an American, you're an alien.
Our German viewers knows what's up, right? Right, guys?
Oh, God.
It's
out of this world.
Here's the thing: we've gotten 0 downloads from Russia, so currently we're fine.
Yeah, unless this is the episode.
Don't they have an intranet? No.
Dude, imagine if we somehow got our way onto the North Korean intranet.
That's the dream. Unfortunately, Kim Jong-un...
We just find out that Mega Blood Moon is like the biggest franchise in North Korea.
Oh yeah, well, unfortunately, Kim Jong-il and Kim Jong-un weren't like their father and grandfather Kim Il-sung, where he would just kidnap Japanese filmmakers and force them to work for him.
Oh my god, it's hilarious!
Kim Il-sung loved Hollywood.
That's a fun movie.
It's a story I've only ever seen adapted once or twice, and one of them was by an Iron Man comic.
Yeah, and I mean, isn't that kind of the idea behind some of the interview? I don't know.
Yes, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's only been adapted like once or twice.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you part of the idea behind it is that, Tony, read back the plot.
I literally just did 5 minutes ago. You want me to do it again?
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually read back the plot 5 minutes ago. We basically
but we agreed on what he said after that, so he has to do it again to confirm. We all agreed that I said the thing that he said, but I said it better.
Ben, read us back the plot.
I don't think we agreed on that. I don't know if the better part was agreed on.
Ben, read us back the plot.
Hold on, I gotta gaslight Zach really quick. Zach, you sound really aggressive right now, and I don't like it.
I sound aggressive?
I think you're attacking. You're being crazy. Congratulations, you've been gaslit.
This only counts as one punch on your punch card for this entire time event. So next podcast, you can get a second punch on the punch card.
What happens when I get 10?
You get the big rabbit.
You think there are 10 holes on there? There's clearly 12.
Oh, God. Yeah, it just keeps expanding.
Yeah, Zach, don't be crazy. There's 13 holes on that card.
Yeah. What happens is you think you're at the end, you look down, and there's a different, identical punch card, but with one extra hole or spot for you to
There's
punch a
currently
hole.
36 punch holes.
Yeah. There's
It's
always
like
been 36 punch holes.
A semi-transparent hole right next to one of the other
Yeah.
holes.
What are you crazy? It was always 37 holes. Like, what? Come on.
Your punch card is as long as the Mega Blood Moon list we have going. So, ever expanding.
Exactly.
Non-Euclidean punch cards. That's my They Might Be Giants cover band.
Alright, I'm gonna breeze through this as best I can. We start out at a doctor's office visit where he gets the full Zach Hines X-ray accident incident. Blasted. Absolutely blasted. Title drop. Afterwards, he's notified vaguely about what has happened to him when an insurance agent comes in and starts to give him piece after piece of bad financial news. Now, he works for the insurance company, so he's fired. Tries to go home and finds out that his car is either up on bricks or just completely missing all necessary parts. Goes back, finds his apartment completely ruined and gutted, and a note from his girlfriend saying that since she is also an employee of the insurance company, she is breaking up with him, and also she doesn't like him in general. Apologizes for taking all of the things from the apartment her new apartment needs for her. He goes to vent with his friend, who also breaks up with him, citing him as a bummer and a drag on the bowling club. Then his mom breaks up with him and re-orphans him because of the debt from the medical bill. She strips him of his last name and essentially leaves him rudderless. Everything in his apartment is up on cinder blocks, because that's hilarious. He goes to try and end it all by jumping off a bridge, but he hits a garbage barge. The garbage barge captain refuses to let him off of the garbage barge and impresses him as both a crew member and as a family member.
I love that plot point. You're on my family now.
You're on my side. Which then prompts him to try and jump into the boat propeller. We cut to black after that and open up on him, awake on the shoreline. He makes his way onto the street where he runs into a carnival ringmaster, a carnival barker, who then recruits him into the carnival as a daredevil, seeing that his suicidal tendencies could get him a buck or two. He joins up in the circus and figures out that if he keeps trying to kill himself this way, he can probably get away with it, but all of his daredevil stunts end with him, unfortunately, surviving. It's at this point where he finally sees what exactly he's become from all of the, whatever the disease is, or the X-ray blasting. He is pretty horrific looking, which is part of his draw at the circus. Understanding this, he is resigning himself a little bit to his fate in the circus until one day he wakes up and the entire circus is dead. Going to 3 Mile Lyle, the only survivor, he borrows 3 Mile Lyle's Geiger counter and finds out that he has been emitting incredibly lethal doses of radiation, which has cured 3 Mile Lyle's lung cancer. He leaves the circus only to find that a mysterious mega blood moon has revealed in the sky, and that clones seem to be attacking their originals, killing them in the street. He finds a police officer's gun, presses it to his head, and pulls the trigger. Nothing. As he's walking, he runs into his mom, murdering his mom. He immediately tries to kill himself again. Click. Nothing. He walks around and sees the clone of his ex-girlfriend killing his friend. He pulls the trigger again. Nothing. He finally finds his own clone at the very bottom of the insurance building where he worked, dead. Looking up, he sees that it absolutely killed itself. It jumped out of a window and landed on the ground, succeeding where he had failed so many times. He puts the trigger to his head. Click. He goes up and has a confrontation with the CEO of the insurance, who not only praises him for being alive, is so thrilled that there's another person on his side, and they begin to have a bit of an argument about the whole insurance kerfuffle that the guy's in. To make a point, he slams his hand down on the table, and the last shot fires, killing the CEO. He looks at the revolver, opens up the cylinder, only to see that there were 6 bullets in it, now 5. It had been misfiring the entire time. He goes to the top of the building with nothing left and nothing to lose, and everything he wants now very firmly in his grasp. He puts the gun to his head and begins to step off the edge when the moon explodes, sending chunks of moon debris into the atmosphere. He quickly and quietly uncocks the gun, spreads his arms, and accepts what's about to happen to him. Credits roll. Partway through the credits, his eyes open. He's on the International Space Station. They're so proud to have saved someone from the wreckage and that he's alive, even though he was in space for 50 minutes. He looks at the airlock button and frowns. The end. Boys, that one's pretty fun.
That one's nice. I like that one.
Yeah. Standing up. Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
The carnival part I did not see us landing on.
No,
I mean, like, daredevil antics are fantastic ways to try to kill yourself, as Evil Knievel showed.
Yes.
As Johnny Knoxville
as Danger Dave showed.
Yeah. As Kappa Mikey showed.
I'll give a crisp $5 bill if you listen to this episode, whoever's out there, if you listen to this episode and tell me your favorite episode of Kappa Mikey, I'll mail you back a crisp $5 bill.
100%. Ben will email you a $5 bill.
I will email you a freshly Xeroxed $5 bill.
What do you think about the Venn diagram of people who love Beautiful Joe and people who love Kappa Mikey and how it's just a circle?
Yeah, I was just about to say that was my point to make, was that it was a circle.
I'll have to check it out.
I mean, you don't.
You really don't.
Kappa Mikey's the name?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
It's a cartoon.
From like 2005?
Yeah, and I think me and Tony are the only people who watched it.
Yeah. Is it like an Adult Swim kind of thing?
No.
It was on like Nickelodeon's attempt at like a not Adult Swim, but like kind of Adult Swim.
It was kind of just like a running. It was just cartoons, and it was just running 24/7. I believe the channel was just called Nicktoons.
Oh, okay.
Like Megas XLR was on there,
but it was like it was Nickelodeon being like, man, anime's crazy. What if an American cartoon was in the anime?
And then Megas XLR is like, okay, it's a Gundam, right? But it's a Pontiac Firebird.
yeah, it's a Firebird, but it's a Gundam.
Oh, that sounds fun as hell.
Oh, the Megas XLR is dope.
Rules.
All right.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, it's Gundam, but instead of space, it's Kentucky, and instead of Gundams, it's a Pontiac Firebird.
Yeah, like I've seen most of the mech anime ever produced, and that's like at least a couple, like 150 series, and I would put Megas XLR in the top 10 with no question. And it wouldn't be at like number 8; it'd probably be like 5.
All right.
Yeah, it's up there.
I like that. That sounds interesting.
So, for our German viewers, hey, if you happen to get online and find Megas XLR, you might get a kick out of it.
Das Unterweb.
Das Weberstein. Webersteinenkopfen. I don't know
Yeah,
the German word for internet, so I'm just going to keep saying more and more wrong things.
I like Weber Schnitzel.
Weber.
That sounds, honestly, sounds delicious. Because that sounds like schnitzel that you throw on a Weber grill. And let me tell you something, brother, I'd eat the fuck out of it.
Honestly, far better replacement for the internet, a Weber Schnitzel.
Yeah, dude, like cold smoked Wiener Schnitzel sounds really good.
It does.
All right, well, this one's getting close to 2 hours, so I think it's time to say goodbye.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for listening, and if you ever want to take a crack at any of the scripts or ideas you hear on the show, please do. I would love to read what you do with the ideas. Otherwise, if you want to send in your ideas for a Mega Blood Moon movie, just a title, a synopsis, or however you want to send it, please feel free to email us on our website or at afearsomewizard@megabloodmoon.com. Thanks so much for listening.
Thanks for listening to the Mega Blood Moon podcast. It's release week for our inaugural movie, Mega Blood Moon the Freelancer, so be sure to check it out on Amazon, Google Play, and on YouTube Movies. If you'd like to connect with us, visit www.megabloodmoon.com, email us at afearsomewizard@megabloodmoon.com, or unknown_Italian@megabloodmoon.com. You can always check out our Instagram at Sanguine Moonbase, and heck, you might even become the 1,000th follower. Of course, I can't forget to ask that you review us on whatever podcast platform that you found us on. 5 stars are preferred, not because we have egos, but because it's the only way for us to get noticed in this digital hellscape that we all live in. I'd also like to end this episode, because of its darker subject matter, with something a little lighter. Mimes are weird, and the fact that we as a society accept them as commonplace and harmless is just another confirmation that nothing is real, and that we live in a simulation. Much like the invisible box that I'm currently trapped in, there is no exit, because I can't find the door handle. Please send help.